all are participants or they're preparing to become a participant. It's a big group. And they all are like new people in the competitions. We starting doing from zero. So for us, how we will start that preparation is very important because opinions, Youth American Grand Prix is the main competition. Of course, there is other competitions, they have different rules, but Youth American Grand Prix is really the biggest competition, the most popular. And it is important for us to know. It's actually what is the requirements, what actually Youth American Grand Prix people and jury is looking for. When let's see, now we're talking about contemporary, also in classical, because we choosing choreographers. I think it's pretty expensive, there is a lot of opinions. Let's say I had conversation like this. I see with my parents, we watching video from other participants, and my mom saying, oh, they are very strong. And what I see that moment, it's a girl in the bridge over split with leotard, and I kind of little bit stopping myself to say that I don't like this is good. Because it can be that she will become a winner. And the opinions, what is actually important, because I am from Europe and I like modern dance. I like that the little piece that we create, it would be like maybe more like a contemporary modern to show how body works of the dancer, what is the expression, individuality, like these things. But then again, we see other girls who is like in this split over, up, down. So I want that you will just really tell your opinions for us, like beginners. So most of all, this is not only beginners, but anyway, we would like to know a little bit.
So one thing, once I tell you first, Youth American Grand Prix is a ballet competition that concentrates in the further education in dance and the professionalism of the dancer. So it's not just a competition. The important thing is not the winning, it's not the competition there, but it's the preparation and the choice, the chance that we give for many schools around the world. It's a scholarship presenters. We have Royal Ballet, we have New York City Ballet, we have ABT, we have Paris Opera, we have Dutch National, we have all the big schools in the world that presents the scholarships and presents professional chance to get in the company, second company, pre-professional. Então, with that mindset, you have to realize that you present your kids as professional as possible. Do you all go to ballet performances? Do you see professional companies performing ballet, performing modern dance? Do you go to performances? Is that a question? Yes? Do you see they doing bridge and so there we go. Think about professionalism. What do you want your kids to be the best presented possible on the stage? So you want to see them the best dress possible, the best movement possible, because you're thinking about their career, not that moment on the stage. Make sense? You understand what I'm saying? And the companies in the world, they are looking for how you present your foot, how you present your leg, how you present your body, how you present the movement. All facilities is not technique. Facilities is something that's going to make your life better as a dancer, because you're going into training that facility to become technique, yeah? Leg like this is not technique, it's just facility. But leg like this, that's technique. You understand what I'm saying? Jump like this is not technique, it's just the facility. But a jump that you see the finishing, the landing, yeah, the takeoff, the landing. Are you following me? And so on. A body, for example, a dancer that's like a little bit, well, right now everybody has a round side right now. For the COVID, look at me. So you have, to cover a little bit. So the things like to dress is to cover the imperfections and present the best side. So if everybody has that thing over here, and all the imperfections are out, yeah, and more. So you understand what I'm saying, right? So if you see, like work with the choreographer and you say the best feature. I take into a lot of schools, so when I create, or sometimes they come and say, look at this variation, what do you think can be improved? Then say, that is too short, she cannot show her knee because the knee sometimes is a little bulk. It's natural, sometimes the kid is growing and the knee is a little bulk, especially for men too. Yeah, or the foot is not so good, so I say no shoes. Oh, so we keep adapting to each body. So it's not everybody who's going to be able to wear the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? And so on and so on. Things in dance, especially ballet, that's hard as you know. It has to be perfect. So the presentation also has to be perfect. I'm saying that because it varies from body to body, from person to person. You understand what I'm saying? So always think about the best way to present your kid for a professional life, for a professional company, for a professional school. Like here, the way she presents is, to me, was very professional. Yeah. So don't be impressed by all these bridge things, all these flash things, because I understand also there is many competition nowadays, based on jazz, based on other kind of dance. It's different from this competition. This competition was created to professionalize, help the career of the dancer. So based on that, I hope I answer all these questions.
I have one more question, interesting. We never yet didn't talk, but I'm interested in your opinion. Not one time, more than one time. I had from parents' opinion that when we do, there's solo dances, there's small group, and there's group dances. Mm-hmm. And many parents think that it's a waste of time to do, let's say, group dances. Let's focus on to do even classes with the group dances. Let's focus on solo, private classes, and this is how we can have education in that. Like if they can afford. So then they're avoiding any group lessons or any group dances. But by my opinion, let's say by my school taught, I danced 3 years in corps de ballet, and it was like I supposed to do it to get all skills. What do you think about that?
No, groups are very important, very, very important. Not everybody's, a couple of different things. For professional life, a group dance is going to teach, be very disciplined with a group. You're not dancing by yourself. When you dance by yourself, you have no discipline. In a certain way, you have no discipline. It's solo. You can do anything, even if you forget a step and create something, nobody knows. Only you and the choreographer, the teacher. So you can do anything. But in group dance, you all have to be clean and all together, counts, music, space. So it's a lot of information together that you learn. That if you get into a professional company and the assistant, for example, or, let me see a very hard one, La Bayadère, yeah? Shades coming down and then forming all those formations. If one is like having a hard time, you're gonna say, okay, go and study by yourself, go listen to the video, because it's like 30-something people on the stage. Yeah? Okay, even less than that in some companies. But it's a lot of people on the stage. And if you don't have already that training of using your peripheral vision, all the levels, there is the academic level, there is the dancing, performing level. So you learn so much by doing ensembles. The kid learns a lot by doing ensembles. You understand? Space, count, being together, musicality, being together with other partners. Duets, trios, and groups are very important in the training of a kid, very important in so many levels. And for the competition, for Youth America Grand Prix, it's another way that we found to bring the school in. Because, for example, sometimes, on the stage, things happen, The kid can be as amazing as it is, but sometimes on the stage, something happened. You know what I mean? It's not the kid's fault, but it's the timing. It's just the timing. And sometimes she gets into the ensemble, she goes to the final, and there she's still being seen by the judges. She's still being seen by the big schools, by the directors, and still get a chance to get a scholarship. Scholarships are given to the kids also in ensembles. They are watched too. Many girls. There was this beautiful girl. To this day, we don't know how nobody paid attention to her. She was like a junior, 13 years old. She did her solo, was not good at all, but she did a group piece, was like a neoclassical contemporary. And everybody was like, oh my God, she was the solution. This girl performed solo? And we all look in the books, and we were like, she did the solo. What happened to her? So sometimes in the ensemble, the kid, I don't know what it is, the energy of the group, something brings them up even better, the support of the group, you know what I mean? And we all like, oh, she has to come. And then we're like, we want to see the solo again. We want to see what happened. And we all talked to her and counsel, and she came to New York with the solo and the group. Sometimes the group helps. It's not all the kids, there is some little shy, some kids who needs a little bit more support, who needs to see like everybody, and then, so there is all these things in ensemble that it really helps the kids develop mentally, physically, and emotionally, I really believe that group pieces are very important. And just one more thing for contemporary that I forgot to say. In this competition, a contemporary piece is can be really anything. Can be even a neoclassical, as long as you move the torso different, you have different arms, different heads than classical. You understand what I'm saying? The contemporary part is a chance to show that the dancer has more to offer than just the classical lines, the classical part. You understand what I'm saying? So she, whatever she didn't do or he didn't do in the classical, can do in the contemporary and show that quality. Yeah, with the technique, the quality with the technique.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when did you start dancing, and how did your parents support and not support, and then how can we help our kids to grow as, a dancer, like if they want to be,
Very good question, very good question. I started a little later because my studies was direct to a different career. My father thought I would follow that career, and when I got to the point to choose it's like a pre-college, he let me choose where I would go study. And I discovered this school that was an art school. It has all kinds of art, everything. First year you have to study everything: music, dance, theater, classical arts, painting, everything. And I fell in love, and I started there. I was 16. So when I came home, actually, my father was about dinner, and my father had like a glass of wine. He's like, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to have this conversation. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. So next day, he woke me up really early before work. He's like, okay, you're not gonna do this because it's gonna take 10 years for you to even make some money or be able to survive, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, I wanna do this. And then I'm gonna show you I can do it. I'm gonna do this. And he's like, okay, I can't support you anymore. So he cut my allowances. Unfortunately, you asked them, I'll tell you. I went to live with my grandmother for some time, but I developed really fast. In 2 months, I already got 2 scholarships, one to RAD, Royal Ballet Academy of Dance, and another one for another academy that's more folklore in Brazil, folkloric and modern dance. And then after 3 months, I got my first job, paying job. So it was really, if you forgive my English, freaky of nature, was really fast. By 17, I was dancing with the Ballet Teatro Castro Alves. That's a state company in Bahia. And by 17 and a half, I was traveling international already. And by then, my father already had forgiven me and, put me back home. I was like, just because I'm making money, But I think that I love what you guys already do. I think you support a lot your kid, and I think the best way to support your kid is to listen somewhere, but also a word like of confidence, you know, a word of no, I'm coming, I'm gonna see you performing. That's so important to have a parent, you know, supporting that emotional part too. And of course, the money part is good too. But the emotional is really important for them to grow, you know, from inside out and shine. Did I answer? Anybody else?
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Carlos.
My pleasure. Thank you.